Burkina Faso Trans-Saharan Corridor is more than just a highway drawn across maps and deserts. It is a living dream, a massive continental heartbeat stretching from the warm Atlantic coastline of West Africa all the way to the golden sands of North Africa, connecting Lagos to Algiers and bridging cultures, economies, histories, and destinies that were separated not by distance alone, but by centuries of isolation, conflict, and forgotten potential. Imagine a road so vast, so long, and so ambitious that it cuts through bustling megacities, silent savannas, ancient caravan routes, nomadic lands, border towns, and finally dissolves into the endless dunes of the Sahara, where heat dances like smoke and the horizon seems to float. This corridor, if completed and fully functional, could transform Africa's economic future, turning Nigeria, a country rich in people, power, and possibility, into a gateway for continental trade that travels not by sea containers alone but by wheels, engines, and human ambition rolling over tarmac and sunburnt earth. But the story of the Trans-Saharan Corridor is not just a tale of infrastructure, it is a story of belief in connection, belief in progress, and belief that Africa can rise through cooperation and courage rather than dependency and division. Long before modern engineers arrived with bulldozers and blueprints, the ancestors of this land, Tuareg traders, Hausa merchants, Berber camel riders, moved goods across this same desert. They carried salt, gold, spices, textiles, and ideas. They did not have asphalt or trucks, but they had purpose. And in a way, the modern corridor is simply Africa remembering what it once knew, that its greatest strength lies in movement, exchange, and unity. Today, when you drive on the Nigerian portion of the corridor, stretching from Lagos through Ibadan, Ilorin, Jebba, Kontagora, Kano, up to the border with Niger, you don't just see a road. You see a future under construction, bridges rising like concrete skeletons, trucks carrying grain and cement, farmers transporting goods to markets, buses full of travelers chasing opportunity, and engineers working under scorching sun because they believe that development isn't a miracle, it's a decision. But this future is also layered with challenges: the security tension in northern Nigeria and Niger, the funding delays, environmental barriers, regional politics, maintenance issues, and the constant struggle to protect such a massive highway from decay. Yet, despite obstacles, the corridor moves forward because it is too important to be abandoned. For Nigeria, this route could unlock billions in trade every year. Goods from Lagos port could travel through Niger, Algeria, and even reach Europe by road. Imagine tomatoes harvested in Kano being sold in Algiers, Nigerian textiles moving north, Algerian machinery entering West Africa, small businesses gaining customers thousands of kilometers away. And beyond economics, there is cultural power: Fulani herders meeting Arab traders, Nigerian students visiting North African universities, tourists discovering landscapes that look like scenes from another planet. Every mile of this corridor is an invitation to trade more, to connect more, to dream bigger. Still, as this road expands, it forces Africa to confront a deeper question: what does development mean? Is it only concrete, steel, and asphalt? Or is it people believing in themselves enough to build something vast and permanent? In villages along the Nigerian side, children watch heavy machines passing by, and with every rumble of the ground, they feel something rare: possibility. Parents open new shops, bus drivers take new routes, and farmers grow more crops because they know transportation will be easier. And even though some critics call the corridor too expensive, too dangerous, too unrealistic, supporters see it differently. They see it as Africa daring to think beyond borders, daring to plan not for today or tomorrow, but for decades to come. When you stand at any point of the Trans-Saharan Corridor, you feel the weight of what it could become: Africa's spine, Africa's bloodstream, Africa's highway to prosperity. But the truth is, this project is not about roads alone. It's about rewriting Africa's narrative. For decades, Africa was described by outsiders as a place that exports raw materials and imports finished goods, a continent dependent on others for structure and stability. But projects like the Trans-Saharan Corridor flip the script. They show that Africa does not need to wait for approval or permission. It can design its own future, build its own networks, and move its own goods on its own terms. And Nigeria sits at the heart of this transformation. It is the giant of West Africa not only because of its population or economy, but because of its influence and its ability to connect people across vast landscapes. Lagos is more than a city, it is a launchpad of ideas. Kano is more than a northern hub, it is a historical gateway linking sub-Saharan Africa to the Arab world. Together, these regions, along with Niger and Algeria, form a triangle of opportunity. And if the corridor succeeds fully, it could inspire more routes, trans-Saharan highways, pan-African railways, trade corridors crossing borders like they were never barriers. The corridor also holds the potential to reduce migration pressures by giving young Africans economic opportunity where they live, instead of pushing them toward dangerous journeys in search of work. If trade flourishes, if industries grow around the route, if jobs emerge along the supply chain, then this highway becomes more than a road, it becomes a lifeline. But for this dream to become real, the same people who travel the road must protect it, maintain it, and claim ownership of it. Governments alone cannot carry the burden. It requires communities, traders, transport unions, investors, security forces, and innovators working together. Still, the symbolism is undeniable. The Trans-Saharan Corridor is Africa telling the world, we are ready to connect. We are ready to grow. We are ready to lead. And in Nigeria, where resilience is woven into everyday life, where entrepreneurs rise from struggles and families push through hardship with unshakable hope, the corridor feels like a promise that the future can be better, fairer, faster, and more connected than the past ever allowed. So as trucks roll over the tar, as dust rises behind caravans of progress, as desert winds meet the whistles of engines, a new Africa is emerging, an Africa on the move. And this movement is not fueled by rumors or wishes. It is fueled by willpower, planning, sweat, sacrifice, and the courage to build something that generations will benefit from. Nigeria's Trans-Saharan Corridor is more than asphalt, it is a declaration. A declaration that Africa is not waiting to be saved. Africa is building. Africa is connecting. Africa is rising.